Okay, so very good afternoon just passed. So very good afternoon to everyone, and I'm so pleased here to meet all of you. It's my second time as introduced. So this time, the last time or last year, I shared with you that Tibetan medicine systems, how we can profit, with the help of the ancient uh, art of healing. So now this time, it's more like mindfulness. That of course in our daily life that we got to do something with that, and we are doing that without maybe somehow consciously or unconsciously. So therefore, I think it's quite. I've been traveling more than 100 countries. Now it's my 103 countries so far. I travel and share the little bit like all kind of advices that I received from many different kind of great scholar or teachers, and especially Buddha's teaching that I practice. Whether you believe reincarnation or not, this that I myself experience my past life when I was 2 years 7 months. I remember everything about past life, and of course I was so so young or little that it is just obvious that without any sort of intention it just come, it just pop up all kind of these memories. So however, so this gifted sort of like knowledge which I received, so I think it's good to share, and I've been like sharing this so far 103 countries. And so in this sort of like, how to say, while I was sharing, and then I really experienced that one of the key factors that we can really benefit ourselves by reflecting and a little bit sort of like contemplating on our daily activities. So in let's say we use a term or terminology sort of like mindfulness, which is quite widely accepted, and so mindfulness, we can now. I will come to the topic, the main topic of mindfulness. So we, since morning, when we get up, we have tend to forgetfulness is always there. Why? Because we have two different kind of consciousness now. Here, let's talk about the consciousness, where we store everything. That is called the alaya, which is store consciousness. And another one is mind consciousness. So, since we born until now, the habit that we build up, that is the now called, you see, what we call usually habitual pattern, habitual tendency. So these somehow usually covers the seat of the power of mindfulness, seat of the mindfulness that we can really utilize this to overcome many unnecessary problems and suffering difficulties in our life. And at the same time, we forget to use all the instrument what we are equipped. So therefore, the mindfulness, which is so powerful indeed, yet it is really buried deep down, from the different idea, different thought, or different thinking, let's say. So instead of being at the present moment, The moment we get up in the morning, right, we immediately, we either travel into the past or future instead of being at the present moment. So mindfulness, when we can be mindful when we are on the present moment. So this is so important. Now here with the technique of the mindful meditations, or how to remind ourselves, how to be mindful. So very, very useful method or technique that we use, the breathing in and out, because we breathe in and out throughout the day, throughout night, so on. So this is one very important and the best technique that we can apply mindfulness with breathing. One. Second, we can apply mindfulness with finger snap. Finger snap. So the moment we, we sort of like tend to forget, and then we just try to build up habit of doing finger snap, and then connection or conjunction with this finger snap, we come back to the present moment. One. And then usually out of lots of thinking, most of the negative sort of like thinking or thoughts can be suppressed by pressing on the ring finger, base of the ring finger, according to the subtle energy channels that we can press to the base of the ring finger to reduce the lots of negative thoughts or negative projection that we project. So these three techniques I will give today. Of course, we have so many techniques, but I think these three techniques we can start with. So now the first, with breathing in and out. Breathing in and out, when we breathe in, breathe out. Unconsciously, we do not notice, oh, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. We do not care. But now here, we see, let's say, when we get up, and then today, what we have to do, we usually think about that. Yes, we think about today what we have to do, but at the same time, we are not at the present moment. Our thought, our thinking go either in the future or past. The moment we can be at the present moment, we can connect to both past and future automatically. But we forget that power of the present, and so we instead of staying on the present moment, we go to the past and future, which is the one factor that we miss the all kind of present moment, whatever is going in front of us. Is like this: the dearest person that we love in our life, he or she, is in front of us, and we want his or her affection, care, attention, but he or she is physically there, but he or she mentally or thinking about past and future somewhere. And then when we try to call, when we try to have attention, his or her attention or care, affection, we don't get. It is not available. Example like that. So this experience we have somehow gone through, all of us somehow, whether we remember now or not, but we have been through this experience. So breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. The moment we notice, oh, I'm now inhaling, yes, now I'm exhaling, immediately connect with the present moment. Present moment where we are. Oh, I'm with him, I'm with her. Okay, I'm with my dearest person, to whom I love the most. So that way, we can care, we can share our great sort of like love, affection, like mother or father take care of a small baby. And now, this is an example. And now now in our life, throughout the day, so many unnecessary problems that we somehow create. We do not wish, we do not want, that's for sure. Why? Because we all want happiness. We all want something good, positive experiences. Yet, at the same time, we are going after or running after unconsciously. Yes, because of forgetfulness, we plant the seed of the problems through body, speech, and thinking, thought. So this is why mistake, because of the forgetfulness, because of lacking mindfulness. So when we eat any kind of foods, drinks, example, healthy and unhealthy food. When we are mindful, yes, when we forget the goodness of the healthy food, or when we forget, yes, because of this unhealthy food, make that eating, like every day can cause cancer and so on, severe sickness. Somehow, lacking mindfulness, even though we do not wish to have some sort of sickness, but we are going after that. Because of lacking mindfulness, we eat, we drink. And we are doing that. So when we are more mindful, this food we shouldn't eat, these things we shouldn't drink, because that may cause sort of cancer or severe sickness, this and that. So we can see the direct effect. So now similarly, this is another example. Similarly, our problems, our sufferings or problems comes some another factors such as anger, hatred, jealousy, excessive attachment, arrogant, pride, ego. So these, when these emotions sort of pop up in very sort of like, in the first sort of like glimpse, it looks, well, yeah, it is a nature of us, human. We think that, we feel that. But due to this hatred or anger, an example like now we take one, can ruin one whole day happiness, can ruin the sort of like relation between father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter. Everything will be ruined due to one time, generating the anger. So we know the consequences of this hatred or anger when we miss being mindful. Then these sort of something unpleasant things happens. The straw consciousness is like the seed. In this consciousness, we have everything, all kind of seed: happiness, anger, jealousy, compassion, love, kindness. All kind of seed are there. Mindful, everything. Now, through which seed we activate due to the circumstances, our activity, conditions, when they meet each other or together, some sort of like pleasant moment. Let's say we have very nice dream. Once we wake up, wow, very happy. That can influence throughout the whole day. Throughout the whole day, even some sort of like some sort of like strange, sort of like bad thing or something come up on that particular day. But because you have very nice dream, and when you woke up or when you get up in the morning, you feel very calm. You have very good mood. Yeah. Then because of this, power of this sort of like state of mind or the attitude can influence the whole day. Even though something bad happened, it doesn't really affect that much. We can still be more calm, more peaceful, can handle better, can deal better. So therefore, it is very recommended in the morning, early morning, when we start the day, of having a very positive attitude of mind. Very, very important. What we call here is bodhi chitta. Bodhi meaning enlightenment, chitta meaning mind, enlightened attitude of mind. Whether we call enlightenment is something that is like a sort of like a big deal of attainment or achievement or not, but achievement for self-freedom, self-happiness. That is name given as enlightenment. So self-freedom, self-happiness, we all want. We want to be happy, definitely. But for that, it's so important in let's say in early morning or when we get up, that we generate a positive attitude of mind, and that brings it lights up, it fills up joy within us. Within us, we feel joy, we feel love, we feel compassionate. Then that can help throughout the day. This being mindful, sort of like mindful of compassionate or loving and kindness, whatever we generate, we light up. That can really influence throughout the whole day. And that is not like how to say, we just say it, or we just, like without experiment, we do not say it. We experience this. Yes, we experience, and that is we are sharing with you. And not only me, even the scientists, scientists of the world now, they also carry experiment, generating early morning, sort of like positive attitude of mind, loving kindness, compassion, this kind of, attitude of mind, and generating early in the morning some sort of like hatred and anger. What are the consequences after a month? Research, brain. So there's a huge differences. How we can handle, how we can deal those people who generate like loving kindness and compassion in every day, like before they start the day, and in early morning or once they get up. And after a month, they can really deal all kind of situations, pleasant or unpleasant. Of course, pleasant easier, but unpleasant situations, some tragedy, whatever that they face, can deal better, more calm. So this is very important. Just generating a positive attitude of mind in the morning. Similarly, now the question here is being mindful one time in a day, being mindful 2 times in a day, 3 times in a day, 4 times in a day, 5 times in a day. Now this is the question. So we breathe in and out every day, every moment. So we can connect, because we need some object that we can remind ourselves, that can help us, like good friend who help us. Oh, don't go that side, it's very dangerous. Don't do that, or don't eat that, don't drink that. This can cause you this and that sickness, like that way. Like good friend or people who care you, who like that way. So similarly, here we take the help of, because we can't really depend on other people all the time, but we breathe in and out all the time. This can really help us. Okay, like a good friend. Okay, now you might get angry. Breathe in and out. Oh, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Oh, now breathing in and out by doing this. Oh, now you might get angry. Oh, now you are getting angry. Oh, now you might cause problem to him or her. Or now he or she is that you are very, you are loving, or you love him or her very much. But at the same time, because of hatred and anger, can cause that relationship. All take the time. We can somehow remind ourselves the moment we can deal with, we can generate the support of this breathing in and out, and at the same time connect the present situations with the mind, with the breathing in and out. So that present moment, oh, I'm talking with him, I'm talking with her, I'm talking with them, I'm going to do that. My thought, my thinking, my attitude of mind is like this and that. Oh, now, like being mindful, oh, I shouldn't think that way. That is not really a healthy sort of thinking. Then because of this mindfulness, you have opportunity. We have opportunity to prevent that consequences. That consequences can be very bad. Let's say that we love someone very much because of that harsh word, that harsh word, that negative thought or thinking, which effect takes place that the relationship can be damaged. So similarly, we create opportunity for ourselves to prevent the unnecessary problems and suffering. So being mindful has lots of, goodness there or benefits. So now it's important to remind ourselves or being mindful as many as possible throughout the day. So either now, as I've given you the example or support with the breathing in and out, or with the finger snap, or with the pressing to the ring finger, the base of the ring finger, like that. So each time we press. So during the meditation also, we press either pressing here, yes, we press here, pressing here, help us to reduce the negative thought. And some meditation we do like that, like this kind of mudra, this kind of posture, is to increase the positive. And pressing here, reducing the negative thoughts, pressing, joining the finger in that way, increasing the positive thought, loving kindness, compassion, like that. So this can connect with the present moment and being more mindful that what we are doing, what I'm thinking, what we are thinking, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, yes, where I'm going, where we are going, to whom we are talking. So which is very helpful for us to prevent unnecessary problems, because we have enough problem in our life. So now these methods of meditation can help us to reduce unnecessary these kind of problems. So then, now here we have gone through hatred, anger. Similarly, we have to check ourselves. Out of these defilement, some people, because of nature somehow, or genetic also, sometimes we get more problem because of hatred, anger, or else some people because they don't get angry so much, but too attached to to properties or to people or whatever. Because even though we can't really have this kind of sort of like things or people or whatever, but because of obsessive attachment can cause us problem. Okay, we can have sort of different kind of problems or sufferings just because of that. But our nature, we don't get angry that much. More sort of like problems, having problems due to this kind of sort of like excessive sort of like attachment. Then some people more jealousy. Some people more arrogant or ego, and some more sort of self-centered attitude. Lack of understanding others feeling, lack of respecting, yes, others human beings, yes. So due to that, relation between family, friends, colleague, whatever, so that can damage. So it is so important now to, let's say, in a day, maybe just every hour, let's say we have sort of like a watch which can sort of like set up alarm that every hour like that kind of sound. There are many watches like which give this kind of sound, which can also help us to remind and bring back to the present moment, and being more mindful. So now, especially in Buddhist school, there are very important mindfulness practices, such as mindfulness on meditation, mindfulness on body. We meditate the body. Because of meditating the body from the head, from all the faculties, all sort of part of the body, we can also two benefits. One benefit, we can reduce unnecessary sickness. Being sort of mindfulness meditation on body, thoroughly sort of like analyzing sort of analytical meditation. Having the body as object, we meditate. We can reduce a lot of unnecessary sickness. At the same time, we know the true nature of body. How, because at the moment, we just know the grosser level or grosser part or grosser nature of the body. But when we meditate on this body, mindfulness on the body, then we get the essence of the body, the true nature of the body, the formation of the body, how many conditions, how many factors there are. So by meditating on this body as an object, two benefit we can achieve: reducing unnecessary sickness, knowing the true nature of the body, knowing the true nature of body, then we can reduce the excessive attachment. Then second, mindfulness on feeling, not a solid object, but abstract, sort of like object of feeling. We mindfulness meditation on feeling. Each and every feeling that is passing through, that is going through, that we are experiencing, that we do not miss. And then by meditating on this feeling, then we know the true true nature, by sort of like knowing the deep down nature of that sort of phenomenon, these sort of like different kind of feelings. So if we can able to do that, benefit is the feeling cannot overwhelm, and feeling cannot overwhelm, and feeling cannot take away our peace of mind. We can be very calm, even though huge sort of like feeling, different kind of situation come in our life. But because of this, being mindful on this feeling, it cannot really influence immediately. It cannot bring problems immediately in our life. It cannot really, or just bring into depression, anxiety, worry, not like that. By knowing the true, deep down nature of this feeling. And this is immediate sort of like result, benefits that we can achieve. And then mindfulness on consciousness of eye, consciousness of ear, consciousness nose, feel, taste, and then the function of the brain and mind. So each action every action that we take, behind there is consciousness. When we do not really meditate on these, when we are not mindful, we do not notice, we do not really care about these things. Because we do not care and we do not notice, and then unnecessary problems come. We create unnecessary problems, and we somehow plant the seed of unnecessary suffering. So these are due to these kind of problems, this kind of lacking of this sort of mindfulness. And then, now the mindfulness and forgetfulness, these two somehow like a water and fire. Water and fire. So when we try to light up the mindfulness more often in our daily life, slowly we can more sort of like, how do you say, develop the alertness automatically. We don't need to take sort of pills, like memory booster pills, those kind of, pills that can help for our brain. All this not necessary. We can really develop, we can really educate, we can really help progress with this kind of meditation. That we can try. Yes, we can try and we can really experience. So now, and then next, mindfulness meditation on every phenomenon, every dharma, every phenomenon, all kind of things that you have in your life. For example, house, table, mobiles and cars, and every object that you are always with. What kind of object that you spend more time with? Meditation on this object, especially that you like, maybe, I don't know, electronic things, or you like more sort of like painting, drawing, maybe picture, or cars and so on. Whatever that you like, you are fond of. Having this as an object of meditation, mindfulness meditation. And then having this as an object, then you apply the mindfulness and alertness. So when we apply these two, so now this part of the brain, which is wired up with so many information, so many power, capacity, intelligence, inactive mood can be activated by using this method. And you see now in our world, the famous scientist or businessman or leader, their sort of brain is sort of somehow fully used up, fully utilized, fully activated. Whether good person or bad person, that differs something else. Some can be use all these intelligence, these power, everything into good cause, or some they use in bad cause, even though they are very smart, intelligence, but can be used for the wrong sort of like, how to say, activities or deeds or, action, where else can be used in a good action, good cause. So that is now, you see, but to have this power, this capacity that at the moment we only use 10, 15, 20% of 100%. So we need to use 100% of what we have. That is our right. Now talking about Buddha, Jesus, all these great sort of like beings, also using this capacity completely, like reach up to 100%, then attend this kind of statement, this kind of, this kind of state, this kind of experience, this kind of knowledge. So this is important also somehow. So it is somehow there in our collective sort of consciousness, or this, as we talked about just now, the store consciousness. Everything is there. Everything is there, whether we activate or light up or not. That's the question. That's it. Everything is there. Goodness, all kind of these capacities, these kind of seeds, good, bad, everything. These seeds are there. So which one we use more? That will influence more in our life. That will bring it either because of the negative one we use more. If we use more, then our life become more miserable, more like depression. We may fall in depression. We always unhappy. We stay unhappy. Like we have always impure projection or concept towards others, and so on. But when we use all these, out of these many sort of seeds, positive seeds, when we activate, when we lit up, then we feel more compassionate. We feel more happy, And although we don't have much sort of like wealth or we are not very rich, we are not great person, but for self contentment, we are content, more happy, more calm. At least, but of course, when we have others sort of support, then we can help others more than self only. But at least for self-interest, this is better. At least for self. So that is now, all these seeds are there. So with the mindfulness, we can really use or activate all this goodness that is within us. So this is very important. So now the technique of this, how to be mindful. In Buddhism, we use these 4 mindfulness. Mindfulness on body, all part of body, mindfulness on feeling, mindfulness on mind consciousness, mindfulness on all kind of phenomenon. So this, usually we use these 4 techniques. Where else, in general, we can use breathing in and out, which we always equipped it with us. That is always equipped it with us. We breathe in and out throughout all the time. Not necessary to have these 4 mindfulness method or technique, but breathe in and out is always there. Such as, with this. And then some sort of like beautiful object that you like flower now. Now mindfulness of flower, for example. If we like flower, what kind of flower we like? We can have that. That is a support, an object. Yes? And now, for example, being mindful, let's say, if we're being mindful, when we walk somewhere else, when we walk in the garden, park, and supermarket, shopping center, wherever, mindfulness of flower. Now, if we have such a, like the flower that we like, if we have, that's good. If we do not have, at least ourselves, our body can be flower, our eyes can be flower, our mouth can be flower, the speech can be flower. Yes? Like, for example, now usually when we walk, okay, when we smile from eyes, that is also a flower. When we smile from lip, smile from mouth, this is, these are natural flower that is within us. Those, who like flowers, right? Of course. There are different kind of methods, but flowers. So let's say when we smile to someone else, either we know him or her, doesn't matter. But mindfulness of smiling. We being mindful, we smile. Maybe from eyes, maybe from lip, maybe from mouth, maybe from speech. So we know that. The consequences of smiling, we know that. And also sometimes laughing yoga. We know, we laugh, open all our positive attitude, all kind of like that is gifted within us. We do not hide within us. We let it open. We share it. So of course, that is maybe particular sort of like area or place it can be done, but at least the smiling flowers is we can do all the time. So this is a very sort of easy technique method of being mindful. So, and especially when we drive also. When we drive, we can have two different kind of attitude. Either very stressed, yes, and get angry from here, there, whoever passes, or more happy and smile. So two sort of attitude, because the driving is part of our life somehow. So since we have to spend, every day so many hours, I don't know, but at least that can be wonderful experience. That can be enjoyable. Otherwise, all driving can be stressful. It can not only at that time. Once that time is stressful and unpleasant, it influences remaining time. Also, like that. So these are very important. Sometime that we forget. The forgetfulness, bring effect that it's not a big deal or we don't care. But in fact, we care in our experience. The happiness, unhappiness, that we care. So these actions, activities are important, which consequences turn into positive experiences and negative experiences, happiness and suffering, or pleasant and unpleasant experiences. So now this is now the general sort of mindfulness. Now, as a two relationship like father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, husband, wife, whatever. Now these can be, mindfulness and alertness. Always can relate to this relation, because we as a social animal, we as a human being, we have this kind of relation. Everyone has somehow relationship. So that relationship that we, each and every day, we talk, we eat together, we spend time together, all these can reflect us in a form of mindfulness, in a form of, in a form of happiness. Mindfulness, another sort of meaning is happiness. Happiness for self, happiness for those people that we are living together. Either it's two people, three family members, friends, that we are living together. We are spending time together each and every day. So this is another sort of like understanding of mindfulness. So I think these are the three methods, and at the same time, now having this understanding of mindfulness method, we can bring all kind of that. Each and everyone has little different kind of lifestyle. So now bring these kind of lifestyle activities, yes, like for example, when we get up, when we then maybe drink water, yes, when we drink water, I'm drinking water, sort of, let's say example, yes, I'm drinking water of kindness, compassion, love. This water, yes, we are drinking water or coffee or tea, but at the same time, connect this drinking action with the cause of happiness, such as compassion, love, kindness. Similarly, we take shower, maybe once a day or twice a day, morning and evening. When we take shower, I get problem. I make problem to my beloved father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, husband, wife, whatever relationship we have. I make problem him, her, them, because of this anger, or example, this hatred, or this jealousy, whatever. So I'm taking shower, I'm getting rid of these When we take shower, yes, we're trying to get rid of all this, like sweat or this kind of like dirtiness, whatever we have or feel. At the same time, the cause of inner problems, cause of these really troublemaker, such as anger, I'm getting rid of with this shower. Very important mindfulness meditation. And each and every day when we go to toilet, yes, when we go to toilet, each time when we go to toilet, I'm getting rid of these unnecessary, problems, unpleasant things, experience that I'm facing due to this defilement, these afflicted emotions, conflicted emotions. These I'm getting rid of my body. Yes, we are going to toilet, but at the same time being mindful in that way. And we wash hand after toilet. I'm washing hand, yes, but at the same time I'm washing hand of the troublemaker that I have within me. That is, I'm washing away. So being mindful in that way. These are so obvious and easy to do it, but we just need to be mindful. Mindfulness must be there. So by applying this method, this technique, then slowly all these true troublemaker, suffering sort of like giver, these are slowly sort of like, going under the lots of layer. And then another contradiction of this defilement, another emotion is positive emotion, such as love, kindness, compassion. These increase. This fill up our body, our speech, our sort of like thought, all kind of actions. Connect with this. Then we can feel always happiness within us. No matter whether outside, and if, like all kind of like this situation, that situation, outside whatever is happening, doesn't really matter. But within us, we have this joy, this happiness, this calmness. So this is so wonderful, so beautiful, so important. So this is really a good sort of like technique and method that we always somehow we have to do all these things. We have to eat, we have to drink, we have to go to the toilet, we have to wash hands, we have to take shower, all kind of things like that. So these are very important. And then similarly, when we wear clothing, when we change our clothing dress, every day we somehow change. So when we change, yes, we are wearing clothing, we are changing clothing, but at the same time, the mindfulness is, I shouldn't cheat others. I shouldn't bully others. Yes? And cheating others, bullying others, lying others can bring somehow distance, distrust. Distrust, then we somehow feel loneliness, depression. All these can come due to these kind of sort of like, how to say, this kind of motivation, and because of this is motivated by these negative sort of like thought, the speech action of lying, body action of doing all kind of wrong action that can bully others, that can harm others, that can hurt others. So being mindful can prevent, suppress all these unnecessary problem suffering, like while we are wearing clothing, like that. So this is so wonderful, if we try. Of course, we can't immediately change all our habit, but slowly, at the moment we have forgetfulness habit of forgetfulness, but now mindfulness habit we build up slowly, one by one, we add, and then slowly, when the mindfulness happiness we build up, automatically the forgetfulness habit can be suppressed or can somehow suppress and can somehow cease. So this is which I'm gonna share, which I wanted to share with you today, and I'm very happy that I can share you a little bit of this, and I hope that this can really benefit in your life, bring more happiness for self and others, yes, in your family, friends, and so on. So thank you very much for my dear Professor B for arranging and organizing this here, and also Patrick, my dearest Patrick, also. So they arranged and picked me up from reading yesterday, and bringing here and arranging and giving opportunity to meet us and opportunity to share this. And so I'm very happy and hope that this can help a little bit in your life, bring more happiness, overcome more problem and sufferings like that. So I wish you all very happy in remaining in your life, and try to actualize more compassionate attitude of mind, love, kindness, positive emotions, and negative emotions. Try to suppress with this mindfulness and apply. When you apply, you will get experience. That's very important. Without experience, it's just it's just a knowledge. That's just like food on plate, but you don't eat. So it doesn't kill hunger. So that's why, please try it. When you try it, then you get experience. That will help. So I'm very happy. Thank you very much. I wish you a very good afternoon. I hope to see you again. Thank you. So.